In the high-stakes world of military operations, every voice in the briefing room matters. But for a long time, one voice was conspicuously silent. Her name was Sarah, a young intelligence analyst, and she was known for being incredibly reserved. At every pre-mission briefing, she would sit quietly, absorbing every detail, but never speaking up. Her colleagues, mostly seasoned field operators, saw her as just a data cruncher, someone who was good with charts and maps, but lacked real-world grit. They would present their daring plans, full of bravado and confidence, and Sarah would just nod, her face unreadable. They dismissed her silence as timidity, maybe even a lack of understanding of the complexities they faced. Little did they know, her mind was a whirlwind of calculations, connecting dots that no one else even saw. The mission was critical. A high-value target was hidden in a densely populated urban area, and time was running out. The team leaders laid out a plan, a direct, aggressive assault on the suspected location. It was bold, risky, and relied heavily on speed and overwhelming force. Everyone seemed on board. The commander was about to give the final go-ahead, the tension in the room so thick you could cut it with a knife. That's when it happened. A small, clear voice cut through the silence. It was Sarah. All eyes snapped to her, looks of shock and irritation on the faces of the seasoned operators. Who was this quiet analyst to interrupt the final moments of a briefing? She stood up, her hands trembling just slightly, but her voice was steady. She walked to the large satellite map projected on the wall. The room was dead silent. Everyone was waiting, some impatiently, to hear what she had to say. She took a deep breath and said the one line that would change everything. "You re-looking at the wrong building." A wave of disbelief and murmurs rippled through the room. One of the team leaders scoffed. "Kid, we've triple-checked the intel. The source is solid." But Sarah didn't back down. She pointed to a small, insignificant-looking structure just a few blocks away from the primary target. It was a run-down community center, seemingly abandoned. She began to explain, her words flowing faster and with more confidence now. She had cross-referenced seemingly unrelated data points, subtle shifts in communication signals, unusual power consumption spikes at odd hours, and the delivery records of a local bakery that made an unexplained stop near the community center every morning. Individually, these were just noise, meaningless data. But Sarah had seen the pattern. She pointed out that the main target building had all the obvious signs of a decoy, a trap designed to lure them into a deadly ambush. The real hideout, she argued, was the place no one would ever think to look. Her logic was airtight, her evidence undeniable. The commander, a man who trusted his gut, but also respected solid intelligence, looked from the confident faces of his operators to Sarah's earnest, focused expression. It was a huge risk. Going against vetted intel for the hunch of a junior analyst was career suicide if she was wrong. But the conviction in her voice, the sheer detail of her analysis, was compelling. He made a decision that stunned everyone. He scrapped the original plan. The team was redirected to the community center, adopting a new, stealthier approach based on Sarah's insights. The raid was a success. The target was captured without a single casualty, and they discovered the primary location was indeed a heavily fortified trap. Sarah's quiet observation had saved the mission, and likely many lives. From that day on, when Sarah spoke, everyone listened. She proved that the loudest voice isn't always the most powerful, and sometimes the key to success comes from the person you least expect. Thanks for watching.